Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name is Max, and I'm here with another Pauper League, and I'm going to be playing some Jund Ponza today, Jund Land Destruction, and I'll get right into the deck tech and we'll go into some games. But first, my channel, youtube.com/snapbolt. Please go check it out. Subscribe if you like my content. It really helps me out. Throw a like on this video. I really appreciate that. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go right into it. This is Jund Ponza, 20 lands, and one of the coolest parts about the deck is one Woodland Chasm, one Highland Forest. Why is it just 1/1? That's because you're playing Manvuli Asimos, and this is 4 mana, destroy target land, search your library for a forest, and put that onto the battlefield tapped. But these new duals are forests. So now Manvuli Asimos becomes a land destruction spell, a ramp spell, and a mana fixer. So it adds mana fixer uh, onto its resume, basically. So now you have Utopia Sprawl, Bonders Ornament, and Acid Moss as mana fixtures. I typically hated this card. I just felt for 4 mana, like, why are people playing 4 mana Stone Rain? I know it ramps you, but it's not that good a lot of the times. Um, but now I think that it fixes your mana. I think it is good enough. And Thermocar seems to pair nicely with Acid Moss. I'm not sure if you want something like maybe the new Wolf with Foretell, but I'm going to try this. This is a pretty typical build of Jund Land Destruction. So you play the 8 land destruction spells, 4 Thermocars, 4 Acid Moss, 20 lands, pretty solid mana base considering of all of this mana fixing. 4 Wild Growth, 4 Sprawl, 4 Arbor Elf as your 1 mana acceleration. Then you're playing the full 4 Cast Down, 2 Chainer's Edicts. This is like the main reason to be black. I think these removal spells are so good. Chainer's Edict specifically is really good in the meta. It's good against mono white, it's good against boggles, and it's just okay in general because a lot of times you can flash it back in this deck because you can make a lot of mana. So that's why there's also 2 edicts in the sideboard, but I'll get to the board in a little bit. 3 Bonders Ornament. This card is busted. This card, like, it's almost too powerful for Pauper. I've had people, like my friends, tell me, oh, this like card feels like it should be a rare. 3 mana, ramp spell, color fixer, and card draw engine all in its own. And it's colorless on top of that. It's pretty insane. 2 Monarch cards in Thorn. I think this is the best option. Just being Death Touch, you like have a lot of removal. It adds to that kill stuff. And it's just nice to have ways to take the Monarch here. And then the classic 8 Cascade spells that we know, Dino and Boarding Party. So pretty tight deck list. Again, maybe there's room for some of the new Wolf. I forget the name of it. The 4 mana 3/3 draw card and then Foretell for 2. Um, let's just go onto the sideboard and then get right into the games. Like I said, 2 Chainer's Edicts, so you get to go up to 4 Edicts against decks like Mono White or Boggles. That just seems so good to me. And then quad Cannonade. I just love that. Against even like Mono Blue Fairies and, Elves, wherever else you think this might be good, just being able to bring in 4 Cannonades, take out your Arbor Elves, it seems so nice. Like, then you just turn into this like Jund control deck. It seems great. 2 Earth Rift. I love this card. This is a throwback. This is like what people used to play in the Tron mirrors before Flickertron. So before Flickertron, which people might know now, where you're blinking like Mnemonic Wall with Ghostly Flicker and Ephemerate. There used to just be Tron decks that just played like multiple Rolling Thunders and played Fangren Marauder and Seagate Oracle and stuff, and you just made a bunch of mana. But then people just played Earth Rift in the sideboard for the mirror, which was actually pretty good. I did it back in the day. So that's a sweet one to have against Tron and Familiars, basically. Reaping the Graves against Control, because that card can't be countered, because that's Storm. It's pretty sick. A couple of Ancient Grudges. I think I'm about to change the art on this Ancient Grudge. I think I like the other art better. Oh, I'm in other products. Oops. Now I'm spelling stuff wrong. Yeah, I like this art of Ancient Grudge better. The problem when you have multiples in your collection. And then Trip Pyroblast. Just obviously counter blue spells. There's a lot of blue decks in the format. It's nice to have some. And 1 Weather the Storm. Could have a second Weather the Storm. Not sure what I would cut. Maybe a Pyroblast. It can be one thing that can be a little awkward about this build is you're playing these 8 Cascade spells, but then you're also playing 6 removal spells in the main deck. So if your hand is like boarding party, and they don't have a creature in play, and you just go boarding party and then hit cast down, there's nothing to cast on it. Like there's no target for it. There's literally nothing to cast down. Um, then this just fizzles. Boarding party comes in, and then they play a removal spell in boarding party. You just don't get value that way. But for any deck that's playing creatures, which is pretty much everything, um, it's nice, and you can think about that when you're playing these cascade spells sometimes. But that's the basically like what's the word I'm looking for? That's like kind of what you're worried about happening. That's what you don't want to happen. But even so, I think these removal spells are strong enough, and it adds like a good like route to the deck of just having these strong black removal spells. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to get into this. I'll see you right in round one. All right, welcome to round one. We're against Super Mogai. Keep this hand. This hand looks great. We do have both of our tap lands, but we can actually still turn to Chainer's Edict here because we can go Arbor Elf, turn to tap land, untap it, and then Chainer's Edict, because this is a forest, we can untap it with Arbor Elf. There's a lot of this deck and other green-red versions of the deck going around, so we could expect to face some mirrors. Looks like we're probably against just Boros here, most likely. All right. I think I'm just playing Chasm, attack for 1. It is bad if my Arbor Elf gets bolted and I don't draw an untapped land here. But alternatively, if that doesn't happen, I get to just Thermokarst. Okay. A lot of times they play 4 of the Boros bounce land as well, so it could be worth waiting. All right, well now there's nothing we can really do. It's just Chainer's Edict, a Thraben, which is not great, and then play another tap land. So we have 2 tap lands in the deck, and we drew both of them. We do have a couple Ash Barrens as well, but sometimes you just draw these and it's bad, but there's nothing you can do. Driving Heath. Interesting. Name Blue. Okay, I think I'm just going to Thermokarst that. That seems better than playing Bonder's Ornament. They could just be locked out on their colors, so let's just kill it. They get to draw a card with Clue, sure, but I think this is where I want to be. I don't think I have to wait for a bounce land. Okay, another Thermokarst, and they missed a land drop. Well, let's do what this deck does, shall we? It's Ponza, right? Easy. And they have to discard now. That's bad for them. Let's name black. And then ornament, pass. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So an untapped land, I can cast Dino. Every land in our deck is an untapped land, by the way. Prism, okay. So they're just, I've seen this deck before. This is just like red, white, Monarch, but they play blue for like 2 Ninja, some Mole Drifters apparently. Maybe they play some Ephemerates. Maybe it's not exactly what I'm expecting, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is. So now I can just Wild Growth into Bonder's Ornament. I don't get to draw a card this way. I could just draw a card instead of playing Bonder's Ornament. Wait. I think I actually can. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna spread out these Wild Growths though, so let's just go here. And then I actually can draw. I can draw a. Oh no, I can't. Whatever. I still think this play is fine. Maybe I was supposed to just draw a card there instead of playing another Bonder's Ornament. But I don't hate this play. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana now. If something goes wrong, this makes it more likely that I can still Dino. Dino into like Monvolia Acid Moss or another Thermokarst would be ideal. 4, 5, 6, 7. Just lead Dino. And there's Acid Moss. I guess I'll kill a Plains. And then next turn I can start drawing 2 extra cards per turn. So I think we got this one. That kind of functioned perfectly. Opponent was land light. We played 3 land destruction spells. And now we have a Dino. Alright, so we can just Wild Growth here. Then I'll just start by drawing a card. And they just concede. We weren't going to draw much, but we could just go Cast Down. We could also flashback Chainer's Edict. They were on 1 land. We were on like 1,000,000 mana plus 2 Bonders. So pretty self-explanatory there. I think I like Ancient Grudge against them. We can just, they're going to have some artifact lands, right? We saw Glinthawk. Yeah, seems good. Earthrift is actually reasonable too. I think land destruction is actually a pretty good plan against them. Don't think I want Cannonade. We saw Mole Drifter. Cannonade does kill a lot of their stuff. So maybe I just don't want Arbor Elf. It's kind of interesting. Like, what if I took Arbor Elf out? I think Edict can come out. And then I brought in, I don't know if I want 4 Cannonades in this matchup, but I could bring in some number of Cannonades and the Earth Drifts. Seems weird, but they're also multiple colors. And I think they're going to have some bounce lands too. Arbor Elf is really explosive, but they're going to have a lot of lightning bolts and stuff. Maybe I'm making my deck worse by taking Arbor Elf out and only bringing in 2 Cannonades, but this looks sweet to me. I'm going to try it. Because taking Arbor Elf out, if they keep any hand based on the fact that they can bolt an elf, I don't have any elves. And this hand's great. This is like perfect. If they don't have any hate for our draw, we're just going to kind of crush here. I'm just going to go Sprawl, name Black. And then turn 2 Thermokarst, turn 3 Thermokarst, turn 4 Acid Moss, hopefully. So we're kind of, oh man, that's the money. It's the money hit. Just spread these out, kill your bounce land, and that should do it. Bog, sure. Now I just get to Acid Moss the Bog. This just feels disgusting. Yeah, I just go Acid Moss still. Get a green red land. And look at all this mana to no board. Jesus. Wow. That's Ponza for you. I'm just going to kill this as well. And play a Bonder's Ornament. Let's just go Ornament into Thermokarst. That's why Ornament is so good in this deck, because you play a bunch of land destruction, and then you start drawing cards with Ornament when you get ahead on mana. So this is why like this deck is good now, I think, is because of Ornament, not because of Monvolia Acid Moss plus duels, but because of this card. When you play land destruction and you get ahead on mana, and then you're out of gas if you don't have any cards in hand, you can still lose those games. But if you get ahead on mana like this, and then you have a Bonder's Ornament down and you're drawing extra cards per turn, you're not going to lose those games. There's no way. So pretty sweet. Pretty fast 1-0 victory there, and I'll see you in round 2. All right, we're against Luka Jack. We just played them. I think I just played them. I recorded another league earlier. I just played them not too long ago. I think they were on Affinity. Let's see if they're still playing that. Would you like to play first? Yes. Let's see. I think this is just a mulligan. This is just 7 mana sources. It just doesn't really do anything. All right. This will be a keep. And what do we put back? I can put back a land or a wild growth slash utopia sprawl effect. I think I'm just putting back a land. I do have to put sprawl on a forest. I could just put back a swamp and then name black on utopia sprawl. No, that's wrong because I do want to name red on this utopia sprawl. I'm definitely keeping this hand. It's not like insane, but I think I should keep. I could put back wild growth or forest. I think it's between those two. So turn one, I'm just going forest, wild growth it. Yeah, I can just put back forest. Because then turn two, I can go tap the forest for green green, play swamp, play wild growth and sprawl, and then turn three acid moss. So that's the line. And I can play second wild growth on the swamp if I want. Oh, forest. Okay. Oh no. Oh, they were on black green. I don't know if they have land destruction, but I'm definitely gonna spread out my uh, things as best as I can. If they go thermokarst, I might be screwed. But yeah, I think they were actually on black green mid range, if I'm not mistaken. I guess we'll find out. I can actually play chasm this turn, so I think I will. And then we'll go sprawl here, name red, and wild growth here. Go. All I have is an acid moss, so hopefully it's good enough. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. First the one land. I guess I can just tap like this. And I have one red source here. I have two spread out black sources, so I'd rather get another red. Okay. And they just concede. Well, this might be a quick league. All right, let's bring in the Earth Rifts. I think that's all I want. I mean, Chainer's Edict isn't bad, but I don't know if I need it in this matchup. I want all my land destruction. I think Thorn is good. I think Cast Down's good, and yeah, I want Arbor Elf and everything. Let's just run it like this. It's kind of how this matchup goes sometimes. Yeah, keep. This is a turn two Thermokarst. I'm on the draw here, so they could turn two Thermokarst as well, but we'll see what they're on. Arbor Elf. Okay. Hopefully they just suit up a land again. Do it. Okay, that's good for me. That's really good for me. I get to 2-for-1 them here. Sometimes draws just kind of work out this way. I can Thermokarst again. Which, I mean, I can just Manvuli Acid Moss here. Jeez. That's really good. And I can get a black source. I mean, sometimes it just goes like this. They're probably dead here. Because I have another Thermokarst. Yeah. Wow. This has literally been the quickest two matches. I did a fairly long deck tech, and we're 20 minutes into the video. 2-0, 4-0. Sweet. I'll see you in round 3. All right, let's see if we can just keep speed running this league. We can't keep this hand. Doesn't mean we can't speed run. Can't keep this either. 1 land, 4-drop, 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 3-drop, 6-drop, 7-drop. No. Wow, this is terrible too. I could keep these 5 cards on the left, Land, cast down that I can't cast. Acid Moss, Thermokarst. Can go to 4 here. Honestly, it might be better. This is pretty bad. This is like if I draw a land, I get to turn 3 Thermokarst. Just gonna mulligan again. All right, I'll keep this. Put 1, 2, 3 cards back and hope these removal spells are good in this matchup. I mean, this still might be the quickest league ever if these removal spells aren't good. We're against Gold Rock. It's a Sweet Swamp. Are they on cycling? No. And mono black control? If they are, this hand's terrible. Regular swamp and snow swamp? Interesting. 7 drop, okay, not a great draw. If they just chitter me, I just am dead. All right, Rager, just kill it. I'll just Chainer's Edict it, I suppose. Probably not doing anything next turn anyway. All right. Could Wild Growth and ignore that. I think I'm supposed to do that, honestly. Obviously, if I had known I was going to draw on that, if I had known I was going to draw that, I would have cast down. I think this matchup's not the best for us, but not the worst. They have like a fair amount of removal for our Arbor Elves and stuff, and our land destruction isn't like at its best. I wonder why they're splitting on their snow swamps and basic swamps. Maybe just to mess with people. Just if they want, they can lead snow swamp to like, hide what they're on, or they can lead regular swamp to hide what they're on. Just like depending on what they want to do to the opponent, or just for fun. I don't. Who knows? Okay. Bone Picker hard cast. Sure. All right. Well, now I'm just going Chainer's Edict into Arbor Elf, I think. Could Chainer's Edict into Cast Down, but I don't really care about the damage. I think I'd rather just Chainer's Edict you and then Arbor Elf. The only problem is my Arbor Elf is like almost 100% gonna die. They have 6 cards in hand. But if it doesn't, that's good for me. Then I go to 5, then I'm at 5 mana. I can even make another black mana with Arbor Elf, but yeah, this is just a mulligan to 5 against a mono black control deck, so it's looking rough. Opponent's draw is not that good here. I assume they have some snuff outs in their hand. So are they mono black Devotion with Bone Picker? That's likely the case. Oh, they have Okiba Gang? Oh, geez. All right, well, let's just discard these two. I can cast down this. Oh, Bog, my Edict's Way. That's actually pretty bad for me. Okay. I mean, that's good. Do I just name green here? I suppose so. I don't know if it matters that much. Guess I could have named black. Just kill this now. Pass. I have 6 mana, so I can cast anything in my deck except for Dino. Gets Verdict. Okay, scratch that. And then Bone Picker for 1. Plus a 3 drop. Jeez, Crypt Rats. It's going to be tough. Might as well keep playing. I guess I could have conceded if I really wanted to speedrun this league, but I mean we can't win this game. They can crypt routes for 4 also. We're at 9. Next turn they can crypt routes for 1,000,000. And they just took the Monarch. Okay. Good to know. So they're just a mono black control deck with some interesting card choices. Makes sense. I'm not going to show them that I'm necessarily have land destruction. They should know my deck, but they might not. Hmm. Land destruction is honestly not that good against them, but neither is like at least my Chainer's Edicts. Thorn of the Black Rose. It's kind of sketchy versus them too. They actually do have a lot of creatures and a lot of removal. I could go hard on the land destruction. I think I kind of want to. It seems weird, but might be a good way to keep them down. Alternatively, I can just bring in Chainer's Edict and just have 1,000,000 removal spells of my own. I don't know. It's pretty tough. I could just bring in one Earth Rift. Earth Rift seems bad. I could also side out Thorn of the Black Rose. This can be good in certain situations, but it seems a little risky. I can just do this. Kind of like this. Cannonade kills a lot of their stuff, actually. We even saw Shinobi. We saw Bone Picker. They're gonna probably have Chittering Rats and Rager. All right, new plan, new plan. Take out some Chainer's Edicts and the Thorns and bring in the Cannonades. It's just so bad with Arbor Elf though too. Can just bring in double Cannonade, leave in one Chainer's Edict. Just to have some outs if they like have a bunch of tutus. Seems weird, but they do have a lot of 2 toughness creatures. I know it kills our Arbor Elf, but Arbor Elf's probably gonna die anyway. I'm gonna try it. It seems awkward, and I guarantee you it is, but I think it's right. So I think I'm gonna go for it. Don't want to side out Arbor Elf. It's good against even like Geth's Verdict. I don't want Ancient Grudge. Again, Thorn can be good in certain situations, but it also has a high amount of risk to it. So let's just go game 2. All right, game 2, we're on the play. And this hand isn't great, but I think I'm supposed to just keep it. If I draw lands, it's fine. I can cycle in Ash Barrens. I can even play Ash Barrens and T2 Thermokarst if I'm in the mood. We'll see what I draw next turn. If I draw a land, that would be ideal. All right, that's kind of what I was worried about happening. Utopia Sprawl, huh? Why don't I go cycle Ash Barrens, get Forest, and then Utopia Sprawl named Black. That way I can do everything this turn. Because now I have black, black, green, or green, green, black mana. And I cycled my Ash Barrens, and I deployed my Utopia Sprawl. And then I can Thermokarst a land here. If I draw a land, I can Acid Moss. Okay, not quite. Close. Let's go Wild Growth here. And then Thermokarst. I guess I just hit Swamp. Better against Defile. I gain a life too. Cottage, okay. That's actually good for me. That shows that they probably land late. All right, Dino's good. It's just Acid Moss name and get a red source. So Acid Moss fixing our mana multiple times this league already. We're at 5 mana. They have another land. gonna say, can we draw Bondage Ornament? Not quite. Let's just spread these out. So now land off the top is our best draw. Any land that's not the black-green dual. Woodland Chasm, is it? Witch's Cottage, pass. Okay, land. Okay, Thermal Karst is reasonable. I think I'll just kill a swamp to gain 1. Sure. Yeah, just keep them down on lands. Hopefully they don't have a third land here. Or I should say a 6th land. Because I don't want them to be able to play Rager. Oh, they have land destruction? Alright, well played, well played. Oh, and we drew the land. Brutal. We were going to be able to dino there. But yeah, that's why you spread out the enchantments. That's exactly why you spread out the enchantments. Okay, Chitter. So that's going to time walk me. I will just kill it. That's like the best possible Chitter when you just play it and then the opponent can't really do anything. And then they just get time walked because now I just draw the card I had to put back. Wow. Plus a 5/5. Opponent's on a pretty interesting build of mono black. Can't cast anything. No reason to cast Reaping the Graves here. Their land destruction spell got us good. Wow, another time walk. 3 mana 2/2 time walk. That's where Chitter shines. This is why land destruction is not that good against them, because they're still able to do a lot through the land destruction. We just don't really have another plan versus them. I guess I could have boarded out all the land destruction and then boarded in all the removal. Maybe that's where I want to be in this matchup. Maybe I just boarded incorrectly. I might try that next time. I'm not really sure. Whoa. Target opponent sacrifices an enchantment? Okay. I mean, we're dead here. Opponent got us. GG's. We're taking 7, but I don't think we have any outs. Because we're only on 5 mana. Libation, huh? Wow. They have some interesting card choices for sure. Gets Verdict me right now? That would be sick. Oh, Choking Sands? Okay. So they brought in like a bunch of removal spells, so they were prepared for this matchup. GG's. 2-1. See you in round 4. All right, welcome back to round 4. I don't think this hand is good enough. They kept 7. We just don't do anything till turn 3, and maybe we just don't do anything at all. So let's just mulligan. This hand I have to keep. I'll just put back a forest. Call it a day. See what we're up against. Mirror? Looks like it. Pretty scary to play a wild growth here. I could just not play it, but I think I have to. It's not like getting any better to play it later. If they just go like Thermal Karst, I'm just dead. No. They're going to turn to Acid Moss me? No? Okay, that's good for me. 4 cards left. The problem is we can't really do anything. Okay, now we can. I think I just want to protect Swamp. Just go Bondage Ornament, pass, and then I'll cycle Ash Barrens, get Mountain, and then I'll turn 3 Acid Moss. If they didn't have Acid Moss there, They're probably not going to have it now. Okay, scratch that. Boarding party. No acid moss. Okay. This is beatable. Problem is I'm taking 6 this turn. Get mountain. Then I acid moss your land, but then I'm taking 1,000,000 damage. But then I might be able to dino the turn after. Okay, so let's go play mountain, play sprawl here, name black. Play acid moss here. Get a red-green duel. And now they're only on 4 mana. I guess I'm getting hit for a lot of damage, but if I dino into anything decent, I might just be able to win. What is this? Acid moss? Damn. That'll do it. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That sucks. Suppose I just draw, try to find a chump blocker. All right. Looks like we lost to red-green. Brutal. Just dead on board. They're just going to boarding party for fun. Show us more cards. Lightning bolt. Okay, so they're just straight red-green. This has seriously been the fastest league I've ever played. Let's bring in the Earth Rifts. I don't think I want Cannonades. I mean, Chainer's Edict's not great. It's not bad. I think I just board these out. Keep all the cast downs. Looks good. Maybe I want Ancient Grudge. Kill their Bonders Ornaments. I can board out Thorn. Seems weird. Maybe I'm supposed to do this. Ancient Grudge is very narrow. I could just bring 1 in. Killing Bonder's Ornament is so important. And Thorn is kind of a liability. Again, maybe I'm supposed to just be bringing in a bunch of Chainer's Edicts. I think I just like Grudge. Having 2 seems nice. And we have the good art Grudge, so. Yeah, I'll keep. This hand's not great. But hopefully they just lead turn 2 Ornament. And then I just get to Grudge it. That's the dream. I'm not going to mulligan a hand like this. I have a turn 1 Arbor Elf. I have potential. I have like potential plays to make. I just really don't think I'm supposed to mulligan this. Plus, I mean, we have the good art. How can we lose? How can we lose? Opponent deep in the tank. What you got, opponent? Are you going to keep or are you going to go down to 5? Notice I said 5. Seriously, we're in round. I typically play slow decks like blue decks, control decks, decks that take a long time. I even take my time deciding, especially when I'm recording. I take more time. But we're at 40 minutes and we're midway through round 4. This is crazy fast for me. I don't typically play super fast decks or play ultra fast when I'm recording just because I'm talking through all my decisions. All right, I'm just going to pause and see when they come back because they're just not making any actions here. All right, looks like they mulligan to 6 and then they snap kept. And we'll go elf go. forest into wild growth into elf. Okay. Suppose I just cycle Ash Barrens. I'm not going to attack and offer the trade because I want to be able to Earth Rift next turn. I guess this can also, my mountain can get killed by a land destruction spell, but this allows me to Ancient Grudge a Bonder's Ornament if they play it on turn 2. And if they don't, at least I have more lands, but the bad news is I have 3 red cards in hand and I just played my mountain, so a little bit risky here. I could have not played mountain, but just the fact that if they Bonder's Ornament here and I get to kill it, okay, it's not happening, but looks like I'm also not getting land destruction. So I can Earth Rift their land. Please play a Wild Growth or something. Or multiple. Yes, thank you. And another one? They're gonna play it here? Play it here. Oh no, they bolted my thing. I'm dead now. 7 drop, let's go. Oh no. Any land destruction spell and just sets us back so far, especially if they kill our mountain. If they just play like a Packmate or something, that's beatable. They play an Acid Moss here on our mountain. It's just like, okay, Packmate, okay. See, it's weird how I remembered that it was Packmate now, but before I couldn't remember it. Okay, I get to Earth Rift them. It's not great, but it's not it's not nothing. They have 3 cards left and they're on 3 mana. They're probably just gonna land Acid Moss by mountain. Okay, this is why we brought the grudges. So I'm taking 3. I don't really care about that. I don't think that's super relevant to the outcome of the game. Land is good. One more land and we can boarding party here. Grudge that. Grudge is so good because it makes us like always be able to win the Bonder's Ornament like battle. That being said, it can just be a dead card in your hand sometimes. This is scary. Another Bonder's Ornament. What? Yeah, I'll kill it. Thermokarst. Sure. Oh, it's a snow land, so I gain 1. Sweet. All right, they maybe sandbag the wild growth. Good play by them. Land. Okay. Sprawl named Black. Could have named Red there. Don't do it, opponent. No. Should have named Red. Okay. Can I dodge another land destruction spell one time and Dino here? Don't do it, opponent. It's game. Opponent just had us on the draws here. I wonder if that deck's just better than this one. I don't think necessarily it is. I just think our draws didn't quite get there. We're not taking lethal yet, but if they have a bolt, it is. Okay, going to 1. Arborill, sure. All right, they got us. Quick 2-0, 4-0 into 2-2, 2-2, or 2-2, 4-4. Like, just quick losses there. Man, did not feel great in those games. Again, I don't think, especially in that quote unquote mirror, that we're like super far, like, we're like not favored versus them, but I think we just our draws didn't pan out. I think it's pretty close. I mean, we're almost the same deck. The fact that we're also splashing black, I don't think it makes us that much more inconsistent. But maybe Packmate is just where you want to be. I'm not sure. I wanted to try the green red version too, so maybe I'll try that at some point soon. See you in round 5. 2-2 with Jun Ponza. I'm gonna keep this hand. This hand's not great. We need to draw another land, but we have Arbor Elf into Wild Growth. If we draw another land, we have a good turn too. So I think it's worth. They lead. Thornwood Falls tapped. Interesting. Just gonna lead Arbor, pass. Snow Forest, go. Are we against Rug Ponza? Looks like it. Okay, another land isn't bad. I can play Bonder's Ornament, or I can just play a Thermokarst. I think I want a Thermokarst their Falls. I think that's worth rather than Bonder's Ornament. Just take them down a mana, and then they can't activate this anyway. Let's just do it. I think Thermokarsting them is better than Bonder's Ornament. Just because the fact that they won't be able to draw anyway, and I can always play Bonder's Ornament next turn. All right. I'm in a decent position here. I can play, let's see, I have 4, 5 mana next turn, but I can actually play Bonder's Ornament and then still play Thermokarst. So I think that's what I do here. I think that's better than Acid Moss. Let's go Bonder's Ornament and then untap Thermokarst a Mountain, I suppose. Just keep doing the LD plan. Just play Acid Moss next turn. Oh, please play a Wild Growth. Okay, not quite. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could just even play a Dino here. Alternatively, I can play Acid Moss plus Bonder's Ornament. I feel like playing Dino has the highest upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have potentially 6 mana next turn. I think waiting on Acid Moss is actually right. And I'm just gonna Dino. 1, 2. Because if I Dino into land destruction, it's obviously great. And even if I miss on Dino, at least I have a 6/5. Okay, perfect. Into Acid Moss? Okay, not quite. But still worth. I'm obviously going to separate these out against land destruction. This deck is super popular right now. They're playing a Rug version though. Mole Drifter? Oh. Boarding Party into Mole Drifter? It's good. But they don't even have great attacks here, honestly. Yeah, they don't attack. Wow. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. I kind of do want to Acid Moss, but I think Boarding Party is honestly just the best. Just getting this down seems great. Nice. Just kill a land. I can go 1, 2, 3 mana. So if I had put Wild Growth here, I could have cast Thermo or Acid Moss this turn as well, but I didn't. So I'm just going to attack with all here. They can kill Dino, but they're just pretty far behind at this point. This is kind of how this matchup goes, like I was saying. Now I don't know if there's much they can do to get out of this. Okay, now they're going all in on their land. Sure, they can play a dino. That's actually pretty cool that they were able to do all that, but now I still get to acid moss this, and I have double Bonder's Ornament, double lethal threat in play. Oh, just boarding party. Wow, this can actually double walk my stuff. That's reasonable for them. No attack, they draw. All right, well, why don't I just attack with all? If they get a free block here, they can go block, block, trade one for one, and hold the monarchy. No, I'll just give them the monarch. Just swing with both here. If they want to trade, trade. So be it. Looks like they do, but then I get to acid moss this, play Arbor Elf, and draw cards. I think this is good. They have 4 cards in hand. Yeah. Acid moss here, get a dual land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can play Arbor Elf and still draw a card with Bonder's Ornament. So they're at a maximum of 5 mana here. They're actually staying in this game surprisingly well. That Muldrifter draw too was certainly relevant. They haven't played any land destruction spells yet. Maybe they don't have any. Maybe they're just like rug mid-range with this shell. I mean, they have the Monarch right now. I'll just draw a card on their end step. All right, it's just a land. There's a Thorn. Interesting. That's actually good because I don't have to throw away an Arbor Elf to take the Monarchy. I'll just start by drawing a card. Boarding party. I think I want to just do that. They have to block. One, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boarding party into what? Sprawl. So now I actually sprawl here because then I can still Thorn after they block. I'll just go red. Yeah, so now I just attack with just boarding party. They're gonna block. And then I'll just play a Thorn. They're gonna cycle, sure. They get Mountain. So they can potentially play a Lightning Bolt on my Thorn and then attack and take the Monarchy back, but they're just so choked on mana here. And I have double Bonder's Ornament going. It's going to be tough for them. All right, they're doing the thing. But they are at 4. Wow, double bolt. Oh, Firebolt? Wow, and another Lightning Bolt? All right, they look like just to be on like rug mid-range. Wow, I have nothing left now. Just like that triple removal spell. Wow. Just keep making a bunch of mana, I suppose. All right, that's all I can do. Opponent's back in the game. They have 7 cards in hand and 7 mana. They're at 4. The Firebolt in the yard too. Dino? Or is this boarding party? I can't believe they're clawing back into this game. I mean, I guess I'm letting them draw with these Bonder Tournament activations, but maybe that's just wrong. Oh man. I think I have so much mana, I just have to do it. No, please. Am I giving them like a million draws for free? Feels pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Can I still win this game somehow? It's not looking great. Just trying to keep them down on mana. I feel like they're not playing land destruction in the main. Seems to be working out for them this game. I cannot believe I'm not winning this. I can't believe they were able to fight back here. They're going to play a Mole Drifter? No. Dino into boarding party into Mole Drifter? Don't do it. Into Packmate? Almost as good. Yeah, I don't think I can win. They have 6 cards. Another Bonder's Ornament. I go to 4. Yeah. Wow. Good job, opponent. We were not able to get there. There's a cast down. That's not quite it. Yeah, I wonder if I had to just not be drawing with these Bonder's Ornaments, but as you can see, we haven't drawn anything. Wow. Brutal. All right, let's stick to the plan. Earth Rifts and Ancient Grudges. I think Thorn and Chainer's Edict again can come out. They don't seem great. I think I want all the land destruction. And I think I do want the Ancient Grudges. Killing Bonder's Ornament is so important, as we saw in that game. Brutal. Let's go game 2. All right. We got this. We got this. Let's go first. We cannot keep the sand. It's mulligan. Can't keep the sand either. We're going to 5. Oh, man. Don't 2-0 into 2-3 me. Come on, deck. I may not be playing that great, but still, come on. Opponent played really well there. Gotta give him props. Let's go to 5. Definitely keeping this. Put back Dino cast down. Just keep all the LD. They went to 5 as well. Okay. So we're on kind of a low resource battle here. Are they going to 4? Or do they have the luxury of keeping 5 with us? I'm just going to go Forest, Wild Growth, and if I don't draw land, I'm just going to play Ash Barrens and Thermokarst. It's just all I can do. This is a low resource battle, and I cannot let them do anything. So they kept 5. All right. If they Arbor Elf, do I consider just cycling Ash Barrens? I don't think so. Again, I just don't feel like I really have that luxury. I also haven't drawn like cast down much all league. Wild Growth. Okay, Forest is good. That allows me just to kill this. And then next turn I can cycle Ash Barrens and Thermokarst again. But then I'm out of gas. But this is a 5v5, so they might not have that many lands. All right, let's go cycle Ash Barrens. Get Swamp. Play it. and play Thermokarst. Go. Another land for the opponent, and they have the land Wild Growth. Wow, that is bad. And Foretell Wolf. Fuck. Okay. Now they can cast Wolf. I mean, I can't let them just like cast their own land destruction. You know, I have to go for mine. And they sandbag the Utopia Sprawl. And then they cast a Wolf here also. Jeez. Okay, well, that's something. Can an opponent have no more lands, please? All right. Let's cycle play Mountain. I think I'm supposed to play it. I guess I could have held it in hand in case they draw a land destruction spell, and I don't want them to kill Mountain. I mean, I might just die to 4 power. That's possible. Cast down. Okay. Wonder if I'm supposed to cast down Arbor Elf. This is pretty close. I mean, I'm only on a 4-turn clock from the Packmate, and I don't want them to get up to 3 mana. But if they don't draw a land and they just go attack with both and I kill Packmate, I think this is worth to not play Cast Down quite yet. Could bite me, but it looks like I'm getting paid. Just gonna kill Packmate. Okay, pass. We got mana. Opponent doesn't have mana. They got cards. Land. It's not a forest. Okay, that's another wolf. Deck, please. So they're gonna they can cast wolf, yeah. So they're gonna wolf, draw. Yeah, Packmate's good. This card's sweet. Just being able to like foretell it for 2 makes your mana like efficient. You can use all your mana every turn because you can either play it for 2 or 4. No land. Okay. Guess I block, right? I don't need an Arbor Elf. Please. Okay. Can they cast anything? Bolt me, bolt me. Oh man, what a bad end. And it won't even let me draw cards, I'm sure. Okay, it is. Wow. 5v5, and they got us with the Packmates pretty easily. We got flooded. I mean, it happens. I still think this deck is pretty good. As you saw, like you get some really quick wins, as we saw in round 1 and 2. And then we had some pretty convincing losses as well. We had so many outs in that very last game. But yeah, not a great league. 2 and 3. The deck felt fine. I don't know what I would change. I think the green-red version might actually just be better with Packmates. Let's see. I have a version of it built. I don't know if this is where you want to be. I thought you wanted to be on Thermokarst and Acid Moss in the main. I think this deck might be better than the black version. The black removal spells didn't seem great. I mean, we played against the mirror so many times. And in the mirror, you're definitely going to want the land destruction spells. If I had to run it back, I'd probably just run this version. You're not as susceptible to your mana because you're just green-red. Your mana is better. And yeah, this looks good. This looks better to me. Packmate does seem really strong. Seems better than like playing Cast Down in Chainer's Edict. But again, what if you're playing against like Boggles and Mono White don't you want 4 Chainer's Edict in your deck? That seems great. It seems like it like totally changes the matchup. I mean, maybe the metagame just being like really heavy with this deck means this version is the best right now, but it's tough to say. I think it's really matchup dependent. Yeah, we went 2 and 3, but I mean, they could have easily been on the other side of that. Like a lot of those games, if our draws were better, we could have won. We like successfully land destruction the opponent in that last game and then just didn't draw anything for like 3 or 4 turns. So it happens. I think this deck is strong. My name's Max. My channel's youtube.com/snapbolt. You're watching Snapbolt Games. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Till next time, peace.